Hello and welcome to another episode of my Facts and Glitches series, where I showcase some more of what I've learned about GTA 5 in my over 8,000 hours of speedrunning the game and from my awesome viewers. Tear gas canisters will stick to walls if you hold and then throw them after they stop beeping. They won't stick to people or cars though. Trevor's hipster rampage has a chance to spawn a bike called the Fixter, and this is the only place this bike can be found. More interestingly, if during the rampage you get on one of these bikes, shoot a person with a shotgun, and then stay on the bike for the remainder of the rampage, this happens. I am frankly unsure what causes this. An oversight by Rockstar causes a story inconsistency on the obvious big score heist. The license plate of the Oracle you drive is 81TDS937, which is actually the same license plate of Dave Norton's Oracle, as can be seen on the mission Three's Company. Dave has no known association with the big score heist, and, even if he did, having his official car used wouldn't make much sense.
Tell me, Davey, you expense this ride to the taxpayer?
On the mission Did Somebody Say Yoga, there is a cutscene with Michael involving aliens, which concludes with him flying over Los Santos. If during this sequence you fly and land in Michael's pool, Michael will wake up with his shorts being wet. This is strange considering that no other body of water achieves this effect, just the pool at his house.
Jimmy, you little shit. Jimmy, you little shit.
If you go to the mission case in the jewel store while not being Michael, the mission of course won't start, but more oddly, there is an infinitely spawning invisible NPC.
¡No dispares! ¡Ay, mierda! ¡Ay, puta! This NPC won't do anything more than dropping a pair of sunglasses as it dies. Fire does reveal them to some extent, but modding in heat vision shows nothing at all. Quite strange. I have always believed that the police only take your ammo when they bust you. In reality, while they do take all of your ammo for all of your weapons, you also lose any weapon that was in your hands at the time. If you have seen any speedruns of GTA 5, you'd know that running in any direction during the final Prologue shootout will cause the shootout to end and the cutscene to play.
Fuck you, fuck!
One possible reason Rockstar did this is if you actually die during the shootout, Michael will stand up, which kinda gives away that he's still alive.
I'm standing!
Another possible reason is to prevent you from getting too close to Michael and Brad. Mods can reveal that both have their eyes open and are clearly alive. I suspect this was probably done to prevent you from being able to shoot them, which is something that can't be done for corpses.
Fucking die, all of you!
After Trevor finds out Michael betrayed him, obviously they can't hang out via a phone call like normal. You can, however, bring them together and hear their reaction.
You turd! You're a snake, Townley!
You know, it was a long time ago. You should really move on.
Oh, it's easy to move on when you move into a mansion.
You don't want a mansion, T. Come on. You want an excuse to do whatever the fuck you want.
I see you again, I'll do whatever I want to your face.
Yeah, sure, bro. Take it easy.
On the mission Long Stretch, Lamar, Stretch and Franklin have to fight their way out of a building because the way they came in becomes locked.
Hey, they locked the door, man. Fuck!
It turns out that if you have an RPG, either picked up from the map or during a mission replay, blowing yourself up on the door causes it to open. The game of course won't acknowledge this, but technically the other path can be opened.
Clowns, man.
On the mission Eye in the Sky, you are tasked with delivering the Z-Type, a vehicle worth $10 million, to Devin Weston. It is actually possible to give yourself a copy of this vehicle as well. Simply get the car as normal and momentarily drive into Franklin's garage. Now getting to the end of the mission, it is important not to enter any other vehicle and just taxi to the impound lot, which will now show your new Z-Type. Normally you could also do this duplication by upgrading the Z-Type while on the mission rather than going to Franklin's garage, but for some reason every mechanic is actually closed during the mission.
Man, I ain't hitting on nobody for you, man. Least of all, her.
God, why not?
Despite there being no button to do so, it is possible to open the back of a cargo bob. You just need to use an explosive. Its size is too small to fit a car, but a bike would fit if not for Rockstar adding an invisible wall to prevent vehicles going inside. This was apparently due to people online using it to transport bikes for money or some such. If you stand at this location in Fort Zancudo and have your distance scaling set to low, all the vehicles on the bridge will appear to be military jeeps. I'm not sure the reason for this, obviously going to the bridge will show normal vehicles. In front of Aunt Denise's house there are two mushrooms, one short and red and another tall and green. Given how out of place they are with their surroundings, they are possibly a reference to Nintendo's Mario and Luigi.
I am now fully qualified pelvic flow exercise instructor board.
It is possible to rob a store with a weapon that has no ammo. You'd likely say that of course you can because the store owner wouldn't know that you lack bullets, but actually they won't even respond to the sound your gun makes when it isn't loaded.
Fuck this! Bitch!
Motherfucker! What do you want now? You have taken all the money! Piece of shit!
Fuck! Dang! Punk!
If you land a blimp in water, it will float and remain intact. In my testing, one of the engines would consistently survive and spin, but I had no ability to propel myself forward, and getting out of the blimp made it impossible to get back in. The police transporter van has two interesting features. The first, while the front glass is bulletproof, the side glass is not, making it far from secure. Secondly, while inside, it is possible to shoot through the front bulletproof glass, while leaving it intact, keeping you secure at least from the front. Cars respond to active emergency vehicles by either stopping or trying to move to the side to make room. Oddly, the Boxville warning lights achieve the same effect despite not having any sound.
At the end of the mission The Third Way, Trevor is tasked with taking out Steve Haines. While the game expects you to use a standard weapon, if you use a rocket, the cutscene of his death changes slightly.
Oh my god! The guy! What's his name? He shot him! Jesus fucking Christ.
After you complete the mission Bury the Hatchet, you can find the tickets that Michael used to fly to North Yankton on his table, and they remain there for the rest of the time you play the game. Rockstar understood that having Chop get in and out of some vehicles was entirely impractical, so he will just run after you as you drive. Oddly, they still allowed him to get into the Trashmaster, which actually has him levitate as he gets out, and large trucks, which result in him teleporting out. During the mission card Libre, where Trevor and Michael are helping Martin Madrazo, when Trevor is following the plane, he will actually acknowledge that he drives past his home if you detour and drive past it.
Run! You better be working! How's business, Ronald? Okay, this guy's going down any minute.
If you decide to work as a taxi driver, your passenger will look angry whenever you drive over 72 kilometers per hour, which of course is 45 miles per hour. Using the interaction menu to find the closest ammunition whilst in this location will set a waypoint in the middle of nowhere. Even checking with mods, I could not find any trace of an ammunition being here to any extent. The divider in front of the garage at this location near the IAA building has been placed incorrectly, and thus walking over it will cause you to fall over. When you are knocked out and wake up on the autopsy table during Dead Man Walking, moving around actually enables you to wake up earlier.
The fat deposits on his hips and abdomen suggest a fondness for bleeder burgers.
Probably about to find one in his gut, still in its wrapper.
Right next to the bottle of scotch and pack of redwoods.
Oh, Jesus!
Blood does not get washed off cars by driving in the ocean.
You only have yourself to blame. Oh, by the way, that's entirely your fault. Wonder. Yeah, my tax dollar's hard at work.
And so that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you have anything that you think would be great for this series, feel free to add it to my Discord. I hope you're all doing well.
That car.